Hey everyone, GeForce41 here with another casual preview. Today I'm going to go to Devil Marbles, Australia by a designer named Miss Deal 111. I'm not familiar with her. First I've seen of her courses. It looks like there's two out there. Um, and this one is set in the Australian Outback, in a section that is well known for its rock formations. And it looks very interesting, and it looks like quite a lovely environment and perfect for a spot in the Casuals Golf Club. So I think we're going to feature it as a new designer in week 8. So the Monday Tuesday event is usually where we feature new designers, and this would be a new addition to our lineup. But it looks really interesting, and let's see how it plays. I've played a few holes, and I'm going to play the whole thing. I'm playing from the blue tees. I've got northeast wind going medium, and I'm going to play hole location number 1. So let's see how it goes. All right, here we go. Okay, so here we go. Nice little cutscene here. The BT, I call it, behind tees. Sets the stage nicely, and very pretty opening shot. Sun is right in your face. I know some folks might not like that, but I think that actually works really well here. That kind of sets the setting, right? It gives you a good look and feel of what you're about to experience, and the tree work looks excellent, as does the rock work. So it's, hey, here's my course. Here it is, kind of a bold opening statement. All for it. Okay. I'm playing on the pro swing. Hopefully I can keep it in the fairway most of the day for you. And I spoke too soon. 0 for 1 off the tee. Like the textures. Like the look. Low lighting, of course. It works well here. I've tried to move away from the low lighting, but of course it depends on the type of course you're designing. Here I think it works very nicely so far. Okay, that hole is right in the middle. We are in the rough with not the worst lie I've ever seen. So let's see if we can run one up. Got a decent piece of it. Relatively flat green, as you might expect in a desert type environment. I think the shadows on the greens look pretty, and if done right. I know, again, some folks do not like the shadows on the greens. I'm not one of them. I don't particularly like it right over the hole, if you can avoid it. But I think it adds a nice little touch sometimes. I'll take that little tap in for par to start. Yeah, the rock work looks nice. I mean, the rock work is not as easy as it looks, folks. I've dabbled in it a little bit as a designer, and it's not as simple as it looks to make it look good. Now here, the whole point is these marbles, these rocks piled on top of each other, that simulate the actual environment in Australia. Short 3. Okay, pretty interesting to start the second hole with the shortest 3. Like it. Interesting shape green. Instead of going with a bunker in the middle of the green, designer went with 2 bunkers left and right. Not bad. You could have done a couple things there, but whoops. Right in the middle, for a short hole, would not have been a bad spot for a bunker. Almost kind of lion's mouth like. I think the grass work is very good too. And again, it's not that simple to get the grass work right. And what I mean by that is the right length, having it not look computer generated, having it look a little bit of a random growth to it, a natural growth. Putting enough grass in that it looks natural, and then not burning through your meter, right? Okay, so far so good. First par 5 on board here. Play it out to the right with that wind. Those are in play with the wind at your back, certainly. It's going across, so I didn't think I'd be able to reach them. This is a 3-shot hole for sure. Look at this. 250, and I'm not even going to be close, which means I should actually use my brain and look to see what I have. Around 120-ish is going to get me my wedge. Sorry, 220. Let's see what this does. And what I mean by that is a full wedge, a full shot in. I don't like leaving those little halvesies if I'm not going to get close. So, of course, it defaults to a pitch because everybody pitches an 8-iron from 120 yards. I wish we can change that. I don't want to punch. I want a normal shot. Can I hit a normal shot? Absolutely. So there you go. That's what I meant. 118 is right now what my sand wedge is carrying. With a little bit of wind, that should be enough. I do hit some kind of 3/4 shots with my low irons a lot, but not, I wouldn't call them a pitch. It's more of a kind of keep it low, knockdowny shot that I have. See what I mean? Look at this. I'm playing with half a brain so far. Again, the lighting's I mean, the low lighting does look really nice. Now, the drawback is if you're going the other direction, it doesn't look so good, right? So, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I work a lot with the Great Pro, and he teaches me to swing with quarter, one, just kind of little quarter shots, half shots, and 3/4 shots. You got to get that motion down correctly. And so, I take that to the course, and I can actually hit some nifty little shots through trees and on the branches, because that's how I practice a lot. And it's actually very impressive to people who don't know me. They think I'm actually halfway decent when I punch a 9-iron through the trees to 4 feet and drop a birdie from out of the woods. Actually, it looks like I know what I'm doing sometimes. All right, I like this one. Pretty bridge. Sorry, not talking about the hole as much, talking about my much improved, but in much need of more improvement golf game. Long 3, surrounded by bunkers. Again, flattish. Again, into the sun. Somehow the whole course is going into the sun. So I think the routing is going to be an out and back. I'm a PlayStation 4 guy, so I love those bushes behind the green. I use those a lot. And I usually use them off in the distance, but that's a really nice effect. Up close. Some kangaroos back there, as you might expect. Alright. Another 4. So yeah, I'm a PlayStation 4 designer, so I can't do the flyby previews and the nifty things that the PC guys do for you. So I'm kind of just winging it here, guys. Drivable par 4 with a tree right in the way, of course. Very smart. And, pretty fair. It's not too much risk for one of these drivable par 4s, so certainly I'm going to go for it. I think that's a nice subtle little entrance. The green's slightly elevated, not too much. So far the sculpting's very nice on the course, and as you expect, it's going to be flat out here in the Outback, right? It's not going to be, too hilly and too bumpy like I'm accustomed to playing to. I'm trying to decide which way to go, which this is a sign of a good hole. It's making you think, right? I'm going to draw it around. Kick a field goal. Probably should have went the other way, because now I got that bunker back there. And I'm in the long stuff. About 80%. Let's see what happens. Let's put some spin on it. Oh, not bad. Still putting for bird. Greens are going at 168. Nice. Which is a good speed. You see the grass back there is pretty big. I mean, you kind of have to do that if you want people to see it, but you got to be careful around the greens and such, because it does show when it looks a little oversized. if you're not careful. That's one of the things about these new cutscenes. I said in my last video, you got to be careful as a designer because you're getting all these cutscenes and you're seeing a course from different angles than you would normally see it, right? So I like it because I think it adds to the look and the feel and the environment and the immersion, as people say. But as a designer, you got to be careful because you've got to have your act together to make pretty much these sections of the course look good that maybe nobody be looking at. We'll talk about the bunkers next. Not bad. Could use some sculpting work here. This hole's over here. I'm gonna make sure I'm off to the right here, but we got a little bit of wind. And that's too far right. Dog it. We'll have an angle. Let's see. We don't have much to work with here, so we're going to hope this just kind of runs down there. Give me a decent short game shot at getting up and down. And they get to the fences going there. You know, you got to be careful with them. People are going a little hog wild with them, right? You still got to make them look good and real. I mean, just take a look back there. Again, I'm just trying to help. So any comments I'm giving to any designers, I'm trying to help. I'm not trying to be critical. I think some folks can get a little too crazy with their critiquing of courses. I'm just always trying to help and give some feedback to help someone along. I know I got a lot of help back in the day to turn me into a halfway decent designer. And I know some of you are going to say, when did you get halfway decent? Come on, I'm not that bad, right? Ups and downs. I don't think a fence is really going to do that. So that looks a little silly. So you do have to smooth it a little bit still. I don't think I've ever seen a fence that's actually kind of curved. Maybe they got them in the Outback. Don't know. But so just be careful out there, folks. All right. Gonna go with just about 50 yards. Put a little spin on this. Wind's gonna help stop it just a tad. 1, 2, and stop. Oh, I'll take it. It's a little firm, but it did the trick. All right. So I like the stone wall. Again, you can see that kind of up and down fence in the back. That's not quite my style, but all right. So you've got one of these kind of hazard in the middle, split fairway things. I've used these before. I think I used this in my Arizona course. Pretty cool look. Not quite sure you have enough room on either side here. I think when you're gonna go with these, folks, you want to give some room on either side. Now, I'm certainly guilty of this, not giving enough room on a something with a center line bunker or something like that. But I think this would be a little bit better with a little bit smaller kind of island there in the middle and a little bit more room, especially out here. But again, I don't mind this concept at all, but use it sparingly. I think you can go to this well once and only once. So we'll see if it's a repeat. But I'm going to go down this side. Put a little cut on it. We'll negate the wind. Again, the rock work is really cool. It's got to be time consuming. All those rocks got to be put in one by one, folks. So hat tip to the designer there. $132. 8, a little in between clubs here. So I'm going to pull it back, put some spin on it, and make sure I don't kill it. Not the greatest. So yeah, I've been keeping the speeds, I always kind of keep them in between. So give a schedulers another option. So in the old game, I was doing it in about the 170s. Now with this game, I was kind of the high, mid to high 170s. This game, I'm starting to pare it back because I know folks are getting a little, about the speed of the greens. So that's I think where I'm putting Romanov Namar main, about 168, 169. All right, some wise words from my caddy here. And it looks pretty in the background, right? So, nice environment. Understated use of trees, which is nice. And trees in the desert environment kind of thing is not that easy. But I think this is a very natural look to it. Okay, shortish 4. This is somewhere you can go 5 wood. Sorry, 3 wood. But we're going to put a little draw on it, offset the wind. And I blocked it, I slowed it. Alright, that's okay. Pitch, do I want to pitch this? Yeah. I think we can just pitch this right down there. It's not going to catch. It is going to catch that hill, I meant. So yeah, you can see that fencing into the background. It's kind of one of these things, once you see it, you can't help but notice it. But again, I understand folks just want to get those fences in and supplying their hearts away. All right, 3 under through 8. Okay. 9th hole's another 5. We've got a center line bunker to deal with. And you've got a green up there that's just got a little ridge next to the hole. We're going up to the clubhouse. We've got a nice little crowd. We do prefer tee-ready courses on the casuals. Tee-ready means crowds, tournament objects, and such. So just so you know, here's the structure. Monday, Tuesday may be a newer course or a newer designer. Wednesday, Thursday is a little bit more. So it's a 2-round event. Monday, Tuesday, a 2-round event. Wednesday, Thursday might be a little bit more well-known course or designer. And Friday is the famous Big Weekender. So that's a 3-day tournament over the weekend at a top-level premier course with crowds. It has to be tee-ready on the weekends. We prefer tee-ready during the week, but folks aren't making as many tee-ready courses anymore. So we're being a little bit more casual, right? So that is the point of the club. The casuals is just that, the best looking courses. We want a casual atmosphere, not hyper competitive. The settings are a little easier. And just enjoy the golf, right? Founded by the one and only Chelsea Saint. A bunch of the guys are heavily involved now, helping Chelsea along, and Chelsea's still around, but delegating a lot of the work to the team. I've taken over most of the scheduling. Eraser Gibb does the website, the actual site, the society. It's a lot of work. Hat tip to him. Ivy, Mike, and Kev do a lot of rangering. DD runs Premier League. Way too firm, right through the break. Must be the pressure of the crowd. All right. So far, so good. Through the front. Nice little clubhouse. Got some maintenance stuff back there. You know, some people go crazy with that stuff. And it's, I mean, some of the things people come up with is just absolutely astounding. But I tend to keep it simple. Alright, we got a little bit of a hump here. I wouldn't quite call that a hog's back, but it's enough to make you think. I think we want to go there, but let's actually see where this hole is. Oh, it's right in the middle, so it really doesn't matter too much. Hey, a perfect. 101. Okay. That should be just about the right club. We're going to give it a little bit of loft and a little bit of spin. Of course, it gave me a pitch, and I was expecting a full shot, and I whiffed. Oh, it drives me crazy, folks. You'd think I know by now when it's 120. And, I mean, that was just what I wanted. Ooh, that was a nice oops. I'll take an oops like that any day. Alright. Par 3 right into the sun and right into the rocks. Pretty set. I mean, right in front of the tee looks awesome. Here's the problem, though. Can't see the green, right? Pretty hole, great location. Excellent idea. I know some people aren't fond of island greens unless they're done a certain way. 220's a big poke for an island green. I had one that's not quite an island green. It's more of a peninsula in Taconic State Park blue. It goes the other way. Kind of goes this way, right? So it gives you a runway, right? The rocks are kind of blocking the sun. You can't really see what you're doing, so it ruins the effect a little bit here. I mean, just this is an instance where you want to show off your work because this is a pretty setting. This could be the signature hole, but you can't see it. So, all right, I got to focus here because I don't want to whiff on this one. So great idea, just a little bit on the execution. This is default settings and default lighting, folks. Hope that stayed. All right, it stayed. I'm up against the retainer wall there. And again, just trying to help. It's very interesting when you think about the various people that do playthroughs and such, the different styles that people have. I'm not sure what the heck my style is because I just started doing this, so. But I think it's gonna be that. This is the casual review. I think it's gonna be a casual review with helpful design tips. I'm not gonna overly analyze everything. I think some folks go a little overboard with some of that. Well-intentioned folks. I'm just saying that's not my style. And I don't think that's what you're going to find here. Now, of course, if anybody wants me to do a playthrough of the course and kind of break down their course and what I think and how to improve it, shoot me a note. Happy to do that. All right. This is one of those little driving pictures, and the downhiller goaded me into the in-betweener. I should know better. I make a lot of these myself on purpose to goad you folks into these little 60-yard pitches. Get him. All right. And a little bit of a roll. Another par 5. Let's see if I can do something. So we've got a little bit of trouble off there on the left. It's kind of narrow. Fairway. 535, 5 feet uphill. You know, it's again very flat as you would expect. There's not a lot of pitch to the greens. But the hole designs are, you know, it's a nice variety going. So no complaints whatsoever. Enjoying it so far, and I'll enjoy it more if that bounces left. If it bounces right, I'll enjoy it less. Ugh. Oh well. Again, not gonna. Oh, I'm not gonna mess with that. Not out of a. Oh yeah, 69% lie. Yeah, no thanks. So that's not gonna go anywhere. I'm gonna lay back to here. Use my brain. Stay away from any trouble. Nope. So that's the problem. My lob wedge is $1.04 these days. So I kind of want to do a little of this. Get down. I knew it was going to be long. Get in. Oh. Alright, we'll take it. Alright. What do we got here? 294. We got another drivable 4. Okay. 2-in-1 course. I know folks like these. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of these. I put them in my courses just because I know folks like them. I try to put 1 in. I'm not big on putting 2 in, but hey, folks like them, so why not? But that would not be my preference. I don't think this is a bad design or concept here. You got a little trouble up front, and you're going to run off to the side there, and you've got a lot of trouble over here. Certainly, in real life, I would not be going anywhere near the screen. So, with this wind, I'm just going to put it over here. See what happens. Ooh, is that branch? No, that branch is behind the green. 26 yards. This designer's an Xbox designer, by the way, so I don't have any way to actually reach out to this person. So I didn't, I think when I do this, I'm going to reach out to the designer beforehand and see if they have anything to look at or look out for or whatever. What their inspiration was about in order to design the course. Oh, boy. I'm going to give it a little bit of a cut to that wind and let the wind just drift it right in there. That's not bad, folks. Oh! There we go. Alright. So far, so good. Looks like we got another par 5 coming up. Well, now you can see the grass is kind of huge, but it's alright. Yeah, I don't think you need it that big around here. I think sometimes what happens is you're just going around and putting it all over the place, and I'm gonna go put it here by the tee, and it's a little bigger than you want. So if you go over here, that's not that bad. It's not unreasonable. It's just you've got to do that. See, it doesn't render. Oh, for me, it's not rendering, right? I don't know what happens on PC. You guys would know better than me, but you just got to be careful. Don't fall in that trap of making it too big just so you can see it, right? The bunkering, I like the bunker shapes. They're okay. The sculpting needs a little work. See, it's a little uneven and bathtubby. And I know the new game kind of brings everything down 1.5 feet more or whatever it is. So you just got to be careful there, folks. But I think that's one of the only areas of improvements I can think of right off the top of my head. It's definitely something that's challenging for all of us, especially in the new game. I'm not great at it. I just try to be passable and make them look realistic. I don't do too many fancy things with my bunkers. Yeah, you can see over here. See, it just looks a little lumpy. You probably want them fairly flat on a course like this. You're not gonna. It's not a link, so you're gonna have the pot bunkers, etc. All right, crowds. I would say just need to be spread out a little bit more. What happens is you have a brush when you put the crowds down, and you kind of got to take one and make it really small. I take the circle brush to make it as small as you can, and then just dot people around. Because what happens is you put something down, and look, you've got 10 people standing on top of each other, and then nobody. So. Ow. You kind of want to just even them out. Make it's a low-key environment. It's not a huge tournament. You just want to look like people are scattered about and milling about. Um, you know, you've got everybody over in that section, like, you know, like the bar was over there or something, right? Maybe it is. Okay. Again, a lot of these holes right into the sun. Certainly a pretty aesthetic to it. And I know some people that it's not their thing. Like I said when we started, but don't mind it at all. Especially given this type of course. Okay, we use the wind there. Actually, I'm going to put a little spin on it because that might be too much. And I pushed it again. All in, I'm enjoying it. It's I think this is a perfect course for the casuals for a Monday, Tuesday introduction. And I think the crew will enjoy it. Get in. Come on. Give a guy a break. And the bunker sizing's reasonable. I see some folks... The more common mistakes I see with the bunkers are making them too big. There's some big ones here as you might expect in, you know, this kind of desert environment. But right here is good, you know, there are 3 bunkers. Now they're all kind of identical in shape, and it looks like the designer just used the same shape 3 times. I would avoid doing that, but that's better than one gigantic bunker there. You kind of have a big one here, and it's got a bump in the middle, so there's that sculpting again. And then you got like an island bunker kind of thing, or a donut, or whatever you want to call those. But you know, some of them are interesting and not distracting at all. Good bunkering can certainly add a huge amount to the look and feel of your course if you do it right. It's not that easy either. None of this is easy. Well, it's easy to make a course. It's not easy to make a decent course or a good one. And it takes quite a long time. Alright, not a bad little finishing hole. Back up to the clubhouse and the crowd. Fun little finishing environment. Get in. Go home with the bird. No. Alright. So that's it. Finish with the par. Not a bad finish at all. Enjoyed it. So that was Devil's Marbles Australia. Nice little 65. Miss Deal 111, I believe. Look for it on the casuals week 8. That's all for now. I'll be back with more shortly. Thank you, and hope to see you soon.